Why? Why Disney? Y'all some sons of... Hey everybody, this is Ben coming to you with a movie review. I am doing a movie review for The Lion King. I struggled with this one. Because I didn't know if I wanted to review it. A lot of videos have already been made. Yeah, I'm sure you guys all know the consensus of this video of the movie. I just had to make a review of it because I felt so strongly about this. I absolutely hated this movie in every way, shape, or form. I don't know why it exists. It didn't bring really anything new to the table. I think there was one new scene that I noticed with Nala trying to escape. Outside of that, there was nothing new brought to the table, nothing imaginative brought to the table. And I just see no reason for this movie to even be made. I mean, let's start at the beginning. Down to the choices of voice actors that they decided to portray Scar or and Mufasa. Yeah, you had James Earl Jones back, but you can really hear the age in his voice. He doesn't sound the same. For the first part of the movie, it sounded like they were just reading lines to one another, him and Scar, and not really acting or giving any emotion in their voice. And that was a big problem for me. It just seemed lifeless, a lot of this movie. And that parlays to the next part. Young Simba and Nala. A lot of their little young cute moments when they were younger, of them wrestling around, pouncing on each other, saying, I pinned you again. That happened, but it was so boring. It was so lifeless. It just seemed so bland, and I hated it. Why Disney? Why? I'm gonna be asking this question a lot. Why? Jesus Christ. So I should probably get to one of the positives that I did have with the movie. The visuals. The visuals look great. Yeah, it is amazing what they can do with this type of technology. It's really awesome. I mean, breathtaking. No complaints with the visuals. But there is a problem with the visuals. When you have visuals that look this clean and this good, and you stick to wanting to make them as realistic as possible, the big problem is going to be when these characters in the original movie that was so filled with energy and life and is so expressive, they're not going to have any of that. Why did they choose to do this? Another question, Disney. Why? Why did you choose to do this? If you're trying to make it as realistic as possible, let me newsflash for you. Lions cannot talk. So what's the point of not letting them show any emotion on their faces if you're going to have their lips moving and talking? You can't have one without the other. It doesn't make sense. Which, therefore, why, once again, I say, why? Why was this movie made? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Another one of the best parts of the movies for me was Timon and Pumbaa. I thought they were good. Up until the point where Seth Rogen had to sing. That killed it for me. It really did, because he was great as Pumbaa. He sounded good. It's just when he's singing, he can't sing. So I'm used to the original, where he was able to belt and actually hold his own throughout the whole movie, and it was great, lovely. This one, it just fell flat for me once the singing started to go down. And we can't talk about singing and not get to the Queen Bee, Miss Beyonce. Miss Beyonce. So Beyonce wasn't as bad as I thought she was going to be when she was acting as Nala, adult Nala. The singing was a little much. You know how Beyonce is. She's extra a lot of the time with her singing. She does a lot of runs and vocal acrobatics, but it wasn't necessary. One or two things needed to happen. They had to get a Nala that was on Donald Glover's level, because Donald Glover could sing, but he's not Beyonce, nowhere near. So they needed to either get somebody that can sing as well as Donald Glover so they can match, because it did not blend together well. Or they needed to get Donald Glover, somebody in there that can sing to the level of a Beyonce, so it could match, because them two voices together, it did not match. It did not flow. Beyonce was doing all these tricks. Donald Glover was being himself in his voice. It didn't work well for me. Honestly, I would prefer less, honestly, than the more Beyonce gave. But outside of that, Beyonce was fine. She wasn't as bad in the movie than as I thought she was gonna be. Same thing with Scar. He wasn't as bad. I'm gonna Chiwetel Ejiofor. I probably destroyed the name, but he wasn't bad as well. He just wasn't the original Scar, and that was another problem for me too. I mean, you're so used to these characters and the voices and their mannerisms and their just performance. Anything else you look at after that is going to pale in comparison. I do understand that, but this was just so far off the mark. You have to ask yourself why. Why is Disney making this remake? And all these remakes is an easy answer. A blatant cash grab. This is ridiculous. This movie was soulless. It was lifeless. It was boring for most of the movie. And that's the thing. When you watch movies that are remakes that you already know what's going to happen, it's already hard enough to see the movie again or be invested in it because you do know what's going to happen. So you have to bring something new to the table. It has to be filled with energy, filled with life. This movie was none of that. It was trash, in my opinion. I'm probably never going to watch this movie again. I literally, when I came home, I had to watch the original again to get the taste of that movie out of my mind. Get it out of here. I didn't want it. I did not want it. I love Lion King. It was the first movie I remember seeing in the movie theater when I was young. And this just pisses all over the legacy of that movie, in my opinion. I just want it out of here. Please, Disney, stop with all these remakes. It's not... If you're bringing something new or bringing something that a new twist or flavor to these remakes, okay, I'm all for it. I was fine with Aladdin. Well, I mean, it wasn't as great as the original, but I actually enjoyed it. Same thing with Beauty and the Beast. It was good. But if you want to bring up an iconic movie as a Lion King, you got to do it justice, and you really fell flat for me. Really fell flat. So I'm going to end this rant. Like I said, I really struggle with this one because I love the Lion King so much. It hurts my heart just to be as negative as I am towards the movie. It hurts me right now. It really does. But I just had to tell you how it is. The more and more I thought about it, the more and more I hated this movie. So, yeah, nothing good to say about it, really. So, anyways, guys, that was my review of The Lion King. Please let me know in the comment section what you thought about the movie. Did you like it? Did you think, Ben, you are being overly emotional about this movie? It is not that serious. It was great if you loved it. But if you didn't, let me know the part you hated the most about it. Any comments are welcome. I just want to hear from you guys if you guys thought the same thing as me. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone, and have a good one.